Hi guys, we are going to do the notebook sample of putting a zipper inside a lining to make a little pocket in the lining. You guys can just use, some fabric to do this, but my sister actually gave me this bag from Thailand that's pretty cool, and it actually is lined on the inside. So I figure since I've done this notebook sample several times on just fabric, why not actually put it in something that maybe I'll use. Woohoo! So if you have a bag at home that does have lining, see how this has a separate fabric lining, you can use that. I had to open up the side seam so that I can access the back side. So I already got a seam ripper and did that. But that's what I'm gonna do. I have a zipper right here. So what you're gonna need to do is cut fabric for your pocket bag, and it needs to be about 3 inches. The instructions I'm following say 2 to 3 inches. They say it's better to have it wider. You need a zipper. So whatever this is, I'm gonna make it 3 inches wider. So I have to cut out a pattern piece for my pocket bag. So it looks like my zipper's 6 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out lining that would be 9 inches. As far as the length, that's just really up to you how wide you want it. So I'll probably end up like folding it down at the bottom. So, I mean, I guess I'll go for like a bigger one. So maybe this is, I'm kind of eyeballing 7.5. So maybe I'll just go for 15 inches. So I'm going to cut out pocket bag that is 9 inches by 15 inches next. Okay, so the next step is I'm gonna mark on my lining where I want my pocket to go. And I only want my pocket opening to be in between where the stoppers are. So I'm gonna draw a rectangle box and I'm gonna do it 4.5 inches long. And then you're gonna do it just 1/2 inch wide. And 1/2 inch should be wide enough for the teeth. And then you get to pick where you want it. Some people like to do it about 2 inches below the top. I mean, it's your pocket. You can put it diagonal, whatever you think looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that next. So I also need to mark that same size box on my lining, and I'm gonna mark it on the back side of my lining. And then after that, when I'm ready, I'm gonna put basically right sides together and sew exactly on that box, cut it, and then push in the lining. But before I do that, I wanna just mark where the box should be. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so now I'm gonna take my pocket lining, right sides together. I'm gonna put it on the lining of my bag. And I wanna be really careful to not sew my actual bag, just my lining. You won't have to worry about this if you're just sewing it on a random piece of fabric. Okay, so pins will be helpful for this part. I'm kind of just poking the corner here so I can kind of poke my placement. There we go. Poke this corner. Okay. Alrighty. Just gonna check the bottom corner. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so let's put an extra pin. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sew around this rectangle, and I want to use a short stitch. I'm going to use about a length of 2. Okay, so I have my fabric under the machine, just kind of doing my best to line it up. My stitch length, I actually ended up changing it to 1.5 inches instead of 2. I just want a short stitch length, so I think this will be good. Okay, here I go. Okay. I'm gonna use the hand wheel to get to the corner. There we are. Make sure your needle is down when you do your pivot turn. Okay, great, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to cut it open. Okay, so to cut it open, we're gonna do that little triangle trick again. So these are actually gonna be cut lines right here. That way, this little triangle can like fold backwards, and this will be a nice clean seam. We don't have any raw edges. So, I mean, I guess I'm making mine, I don't know, I just kind of eyeballed it, but looks like I made them about 3/8 inch. On this side, yeah. Looks like both of them about 3/8 inch. And then we'll cut straight in between the corners or the tips of the triangles. And when I cut, again, I want to make sure I don't cut my bag. I just want to cut my lining and my little pocket bag lining that I have here. Okay, so let me find my scissors. Got a weird angle. Great. Okay. So now I'm going to take this lining, I'm actually going to put it, or this pocket bag, put it inside the lining. Like so. And I'm also going to bring it over to the iron and give it a press too. Okay, great. Now we're gonna put the zipper in and we're just gonna kind of center it inside, so. There we go. Okay. Okay, and if it helps, I mean, you can get Scotch tape if you think that helps, or use your pins. I might use some Scotch. I don't know if the Scotch tape's really gonna work, but maybe. I'll try pinning it first. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna have my first stitch go past the pin. There we go. Okay. So I changed to a zipper foot, which I thought would be easier to sew with that. Let me see here. I could move my needle to the left as well. Okay. So I can take this pin out. And here I go. Okay, so here we go. Took it out of the machine. And ta-da, pocket, yay. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, it might be kind of hard to see with mine. Okay, let's see if I can zoom out. So now what I'm gonna do, again, I made my lining extra long, so all I have to do is just fold it like this. But you could also just get another piece of fabric and sew it all the way around too, if you like. But I'm gonna fold it up and I'm just gonna sew the edges shut. I'll sew this shut, and then I'll sew straight across here. So that way I can put things in my pocket and nothing will fall out. Okay, so I can put in a couple pins, and then other than that, I'm ready to take it to the sewing machine again to sew this side, and then along the top. And I'm just sewing the pocket bag to itself. Okay, so I sewed my pocket bag closed. So now I'm gonna flip it around and see what the heck it looks like. Okay, yeah, no, I think it's fine. Yeah, there we go. Okay, get rid of that thread. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I need to find the root source of that guy. Trim it. And yeah, that's it. It works. It's a pocket bag. Close it up. Now I have a pocket inside of my lining.